name is Kem.
I'm Rue.
And the name of our podcast, the name of this channel is In Your Prime. The whole purpose of this podcast is to be able to showcase our experiences in life, just to be able to show you some things that maybe you can relate to and some things that you can connect to in a very positive way.
Here at In Your Prime, we notice that we have a lot of good connections when we meet with the average day person, just walking the street, going to different events, what have you. We have experienced a lot of good experiences just talking to the average person on the street. And that's what we want to achieve with this, is that we want to connect with you, the audience.
Yeah, because we think that in most of our lives, in the average person that you meet, let's say it's just someone that you're walking across the hallway and at work, or even at the grocery store, at the subway, wherever your location may be, these people that we tend to just walk across, think that we might not have anything in common with them, sometimes that's not always been true, like you. But there's other things that most of us can relate to, other things that if we just spoke to someone about it, if we just got to know a little bit of their background, that maybe we can relate to them. So here at our podcast, we're just trying to show you a little bit of what we go through, a little bit of our experiences, and like I said, see if you can connect with that and relate to that in a very positive way. And just to give you a little tidbit as to who we are, who's speaking to you on the opposite side of the camera, we're going to give you a little bit of our backgrounds, all right? So we're going to get into that right now.
Let's get it.
Alright, so hey guys, like I said, my name is Kem. I come from a very small conservative background. My family, we moved up here from a small little island called Dominica in the Caribbean, Roseville, Dominica to be exact. And then we moved up here in the early 90s. I was about 2 years old at the time, came to another very rural area after moving from New York to a small little town in Pennsylvania. I kind of grew up there with 5 of my siblings, both of my parents, all imagine that huge family in a small 3-bedroom house. It wasn't easy growing up. My parents taught us the ethic of hard work, what hard work means, how it applies to everyday life, how it applies to your education, growing as an individual, connecting with other people. That was very big for us. And just making something of ourselves. You know, you don't move from one country to the next without trying to do something with that, without creating like a very strong purpose. But in doing so, my childhood years and even my adolescence, that was a very conservative time for me. I grew up in a very conservative school with a very conservative religion. But yeah, that made my life very sheltered. It also just kind of created a very strong bubble. But definitely kind of like a keep us safe, keep us secure. You know, your parents want the best for you when you're younger. So at the same time, it does offer you some security and stability, which I'm not going to take for granted, because I know there's several people out there who don't have that. But it also created a very conservative, sheltered environment. And then going out and getting my first job at 15, going to college, going to Penn State, and then eventually going to university camp. That was a huge culture shock for me. You can imagine some of the feelings that I felt going from a very small school to a very huge public school, about 50,000 students. So big culture shocks for me, and then big life changes as well. Mid-20s, kind of got into my own a little bit, finding the field that I work in, the mental health field, and then some of the life lessons that came from those times. Not even just coming from work, but some of the experiences that I went through with my friends, gaining friends, losing friends, gaining certain beliefs in life, challenging old limiting beliefs in life, things like that. That all started happening in my, I would say, mid to late 20s. And then once my 30s came, some of those life lessons started getting solidified. I started strongly believing in some things and started disregarding some of those other limiting things. So the more you listen to this podcast, the more I can get into those beliefs with you. But huge culture shocks, huge life lessons were taught to me at a very young age, and it's just something I'm hoping to be able to share with you, because one of the best things that came from that was the growth mindset that I now instilled, and I'm still instilling even at the genesis of it in like 3 years ago. Me being the age that I am now is just kind of helping me to propel myself, and I just feel like there's this inclination to want to grow, to want to expand, to want to reach out and connect. So that's one of the biggest things I want to do here, to be able to reach out to you and connect with you on a very personal level. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. I hope that helps give you some insight.
A little backstory about myself. I come from a family of 6 siblings. I'm the second oldest. I was born here. My dad is of Caribbean descent, and my mom's American slash Native American descent. So I have a lot of mixture in my family, and because of that, that gives me a lot of diversity when it comes to talking about certain topics and using opinions on certain things. Yes, just like Cam said, I grew up very conservative, had strict religious beliefs growing up, but I think that actually helped me to understand the world how it is and how the world can be good and bad. I feel like majority of people on this planet have grown up with some type of like centered belief system, and it affects who they are as people today. But for me, growing up in a very strict environment, conservative environment, I had certain rules and certain like things I had to abide by ultimately. But it really gave me insight, give me curiosity, what else is out there in the world. I found numerous different things. It helped me connect with a lot of people and in a lot of different ways. But yeah, I'm just like a fun, free spirit person. I get really serious when it comes to things like friends and families and my purpose. But overall, I think the person I like to describe myself as is a student. I'm always trying to learn different things, and I feel like my best things I've been studying is just human nature. And I feel like through this podcast, this channel, I get to learn a lot more about you, and the audience, and about myself. But stay tuned, and I promise that when we put out these more episodes and things like that, you get to find out a lot more about Kem and I. Being that if you're connecting with someone, you can learn more about their background, who they are as a person. You can kind of relate that to your own life and think like, yeah, I never saw it that way before. In your prime, we hope that we can connect you and you with us. Thank you.
Hey everyone, that's a little bit about us. I hope you enjoyed that last segment. Like we said before, and just to reiterate, the whole purpose why we started this podcast is just to be able to showcase our experiences in life and see if you can connect to that, see if you can relate to that in any type of positive way.
We'll do a lot of things on this channel. We'll go out to different places, interview some people, have deep conversations about life and what's going on in the political world or the world of the average individual. We're going to have a plethora of different things we'll talk about and issues. And through those topics, we know you as audience will connect with us and us with you.
Yeah. So we're really excited to start this with you guys. So hit the like button if you enjoyed that, and follow, subscribe if you're interested to see what we have to post in the future. All right. So once again, everybody, my name is Kem.
I'm Reuel.
And this was In Your Prime. We'll see you again.
Have a good one.